Welcome to Feel Good Talk, where our focus is on mind, body, soul, and business. You are now tuning in to Let's Talk About It with your girl Izzy Meditates and your girl Kendra Moore. And today's special guest, hi, is Steven Thornton. He is an amazing chef. He is an awesome individual. I have reached out to him on several occasions just for just like little tiny things. And he's always beautiful and sweet and pleasant. And I'm so excited to have you here today. How are you?
Yes. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
You're welcome. So before we get into our show, we just like to see how everybody's doing. How you making out today?
Doing good. No complaints. I'm well.
No complaints.
No complaints.
You hogging up all the nice weather over there in the 70s.
I know. But you know what? I'm gonna share next week with y'all.
Thank you. Yeah, please.
don't send it on a day where I have to work. Can you hold it to like the weekend and then you know?
I'll see what I can do. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
It's gonna be 48 next week for us, so I need as much warm weather as possible.
Yeah, it's been crazy. It was like 40 here, I think, yesterday.
Yeah.
Or a couple of days ago. And then it kicked to like 60. Then today is 70. And then tomorrow's going back down to like 40s and rainy. Like it is.
I know.
That's all here.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. I don't play. I had the AC on today.
It's very unfortunate. Yes.
So for you guys, for people who don't know, tell us where you are located, that you're doing all this bragging.
I know. Yes. I can't help it. It's in my blood. I am located in Phoenix, Arizona. And
nice.
And this is the time of year people love to live here because the weather is beautiful. However, when May is, winding down and June arrives, that's when the weather is going to get brutal. So you have that 3-month or 4-month stint of extreme temperature heat, like 115. Oh. But it is a dry heat, as you've heard. There's no humidity at all. So, and you do get used to it. You do.
That is so crazy.
And everywhere you go is air conditioned, and you don't have any place without air. So you get used to it.
Yeah, so that's good. As long as you have air conditioning, we straight.
Right.
So now that you're part of the Feel Good Talk family, that means, because Arizona is on my bucket list, I've always wanted to go out there. So, you can prepare a place. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'll take if you have a spare bedroom, I can come and hang out, bring my son and we can chill in Arizona. Yeah, I've always wanted to go. Always wanted to go.
You must come. You must come here.
For those that don't know, Feel Good Talk is a mobile podcast, but because we are stuck in this COVID thing, we've kind of just did a lot of virtual So in the future, we will be traveling. It'd be nice to come so you can make us a cake.
Yes.
So, Steven, tell us the name of your business, what you do, and I'd love to hear about it.
Sure. So the name of my business is called Give Me Some Sugar, but it's not going to be with the traditional spelling of sugar. I spell it as SUGA. Give me some sugar.
Nice.
Yeah. And I came up with the name because it's such a term of endearment that you hear all your life. From your aunt, your mom. That aunt with the mole on her face. You insist. You're like, but
come here, baby, and give me some sugar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, when I thought about naming, my company, I said it has to have a ring. It has to feel good to me,
Right.
And that was the name that came like automatically. And so the business that I created is basically it's a mobile bakery that I, create items such as pound cakes, pound cakes, other little things that are easy to ship and transport and to deliver. And I just started out of a need to create something for myself during the pandemic. Nice. And that was where I was going. I've always been into food, into baking, but I think this past year, 2020, it really got clear on, are you following your passions? And that was a question I had to ask myself. So here comes.
Nice. So you went to school for journalism though, right?
That is correct.
So how did you do that? What was that, transition or transformation from, or are you still in journalism? Are you in journalism, or did you?
Well, that's a good question. So I graduated back in 2001 with a bachelor degree in journalism and communications from Temple University. And when I graduated right after 9/11 had happened, right? Mm-hmm. So all my dreams of going to New York to become this music writer for Rolling Stone magazine, or, Vibe magazine back in the day,
Right, yeah.
It just kind of went down the drain because I was trying to get to New York. So my career in journalism didn't take off the way I planned. Fast forward a few years later, I had kind of like dip and dab in different careers, not much to my chagrin, And I actually, when I moved out here to Arizona, I fell into the financial industry. So I worked for JP Chase and Company. That's my 9 to 5.
Okay.
So I've been in the mortgage industry for, 12 years now. And I'm actually doing today, I'm a mortgage underwriter auditor.
Okay.
It sounds exciting, right? It's not.
I mean, not really.
No. However, I am grateful for the job, number one.
Yeah.
It pays me very well. So I'm not complaining, However, it's not fulfilling that other need in me, to have some creativity. So this is where Give Me Some Sugar really had to come out, and I had to force it out and make it happen. And just with the resources I had, figure it out. And journalism, it's always going to be part of who I am. I write. So whatever I do, and whatever career I am, I'm going to write. That,
right.
I have to write. I don't care if it's through social media or whatnot. That skill is always going to be with me, no matter what. So.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So one other question. So can you talk a little bit about, because like you said, you went from journalism to other things, and then, JP Chase and that. So can you just talk people through, like, I don't know, I guess when you're going through certain transitions in life, and trying to find your way, what was that like for you, and from like a mental standpoint?
Sure, no problem. I think for me, I think when you're young, you think when you go to school, you think, oh gosh, I'm going to go to school and this is my major. I'm going to graduate. I'm going to do this. When I graduate, I'm going to make all this money in my field, and all going to be perfectly laid off for me. And guess what? It's not. And you are left holding the bag, trying to figure out what to do with your life. And there's no one who went before you in your circle or in your family to advise you. So you kind of, you're winging it. So my advice to those who are making transitions and swift transitions or career changes is just stay true to yourself, number one, and don't give up, because you may have to do some things in the beginning that you don't want to do, but in the long term, you will get to do some things that you do want to do. And just by the tenacity and having that focus and drive, you'll be able to accomplish a lot of your dreams. It may not be the way you thought, but you'll still be able to accomplish them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, Izzy, your mic is off.
There you go. There you go. I hear a lot of people birthing dreams during this season.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing. Like, we've had all these things that were buried inside that we've been holding in. And it's not that we didn't want to do it. It's just that we didn't have time because, and then when COVID hit, it was like, boom, you have all this time. And then you're like, wow, I should do this. You know what I mean? Or I should do that. So that makes me so excited to hear that that's what has happened for you. You had this dream, and it birthed during the COVID-19 season. So I'm going to bring up your vision board, because that's how we all kind of connected. I saw your vision board and I was like, whoa, look at this. I want to have Steven on so he can talk about his vision board.
Awesome.
So I'm going to share, and I am the worst with sharing screens. I'm going to try to do my best here.
I said, yep. I didn't mean to say yes to that. Kendra, no, I've never tried it myself. So, but for folks, you guys might remember that Izzy and I did a whole vision board session a few weeks ago when we talked about, like, why you want to do, why you would, the benefits of doing a vision board and the different ways to doing a vision board. So we talked about that. So I was super excited that we actually, have someone on that also did one. And of course, if anyone else out there watching, if you decide to do a vision board and want to connect with us, let us know, because we definitely believe in people working towards manifesting their dreams. We have some comments. Izzy, do you want to go to some comments while you pull that up?
Oh, sure. Can you see it yet or no?
No, not yet.
No, not yet. Okay, yeah, we can do comments.
All righty. So let's see what comments we have. Hey, Tabron Shorts, loving all the smiles. Hello, Kendra and Izzy. Hi, Tabron. Charles Brickley says, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Charles.
Good evening, Charles.
Jean Kelly, good evening, beautiful ladies. Good evening, Mom. I was going to give my mom a shout out.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. All right, I'm sorry. I'm going to butcher your name.
Tangeray.
Okay. Hayward, great advice. Yes.
Awesome.
Tangeray. How are you?
Hi.
Jennifer D. Woodhouse says, Chef Steven.
Hi, Jennifer.
And hello, ladies. Hello, Jennifer. Thank you for joining. Crystal says, Chef Steven with some love. Hi, Crystal.
That's my auntie. Hi, auntie.
Yeah. Tabron Shorts, 2021 is a year of growth, time to travel soon. Yes.
Yes, agreed.
Agreed.
All right, I'm going to try this one more time.
Okay.
It always gives me the hardest time. I think it just has to actually load up. Let's see here.
Yeah, the thing that I'll say too, while she's bringing that up, it's interesting. I think before COVID, people were like, okay, I need to do my dream. If I can't do my dream 100%, I'm not going to do it. And I love that there's a lot of people who are like, you know what? I need to figure out a way to work this in along with Izzy, it was up for a second.
Oh, okay, there we go.
How to work it in with my 9 to 5. So that's the other thing is, even if you don't get, maybe if you have this creative thing, and if you don't have the time or resources to do it in a way that makes money, even volunteering or even just putting it out there, just, to get it out of your system. Because the other thing too is that you never know who might see it or how, the path might unfold, but you got to take that step on the path first.
That's right.
Okay. Can you guys see it now?
Yes, I can see it.
Sweet. Okay, Steven, so you want to tell us about this awesome vision board that we see in front of us?
Okay, awesome. I will. So in the middle, you see, give me some sugar, pound cake, and tings. That's Caribbean for things, if you didn't know what tings was. Patois. That's my vision. That's my business I actually want to create, which I am creating right now on a grassroots level. And look, the logo, I kind of just designed myself online, and it was everything. The gold, it popped, the cupcake, everything was showing good. And that's my focus. So that's why I put the largest one in the center, so you can see that. That's always going to be my focus. Beautiful. And that's the focus I want to have. That's what's going to take me to get everything else going on here.
Yeah.
Okay. So starting from the top left corner, you see this wonderful woman here. She is posing, and her name is Miss Grace Jones, and she's one of my favorites. Yeah. And I actually met her 6 years ago in Los Angeles after a concert, and she was awesome.
What? Wow.
Yeah.
She's still performing?
Yeah, she still performs. And the reason why I put her in my vision board is because I want to see her again. Because she was awesome. She was that good. She was that good,
Oh, yeah.
So that's why she's there. I had to see her one more time. And the next thing you see to the right is a house. I want a bigger house. I mean, we're never satisfied, right? So ultimately, the dream and the goal is to have a larger pad,
Yes.
And the next one you see to the right, you see a moon. You see some kind of aircraft. That's actually the Concorde. It's a plane that I love.
Yeah. Nice.
Concorde no longer is flying, but they are working on something new the next 5 years or so you'll be able to fly supersonic anywhere in the world. So that was always one of my dreams as a child, to fly Concorde. And so when they stopped it, I was like, oh, my dream not gonna come true, So now, it's like, okay, the possibility I could fly supersonic again would be awesome. So that's why that plane is there. Okay. Below Concorde are my niece and nephew. Avery and Devin and Julian. So those are I don't have children, so those are my loves, my hearts. And so I do everything I try to hopefully it can benefit them in the long term. Okay.
Love it.
To the left is me and my beloved husband.
Yes.
Antonio, and we just got back from Hawaii a few weeks ago. That was a shot we took in Hawaii.
Oh, wow.
So,
Beautiful.
yeah, and that was a blessing to go during COVID, and everything is lined up for it to work out. So,
yeah,
I ask God to keep us continue to travel. I love to travel. That's like this past last year. If I didn't learn anything else about myself, I don't like to be sitting somewhere too long.
I know that's right.
Right.
I have to get on an airplane and I got to go somewhere. I can't just sit here. And so that's that. Now below that, Hawaii, you see another fabulous place. That's Lake Como and Italy. So
That's beautiful.
That's another place on our bucket list that we are trying to get to one day. So, and then to the right is a car. You see, it's an SUV. It's a Genesis GV80. I love luxury cars. I love SUVs. So I'm always looking for my next vehicle. So put that out there. You never know how that may work out. And then last but not least, we have the wonderful but awesome Miss Sade.
Yes.
Like Grace. I love both of them, but I haven't seen Sade yet. So that's on my bucket list. If she ever performs, I have to be front and center to see her. And that's my vision board. That's it. So
nice.
I
What
love
motivated you to put it together?
Well, I looked at Izzy's and I said, I got to do something because she had asked us to make our own vision board. So when I was, sitting there, I was like, well, let me see what's going through my pictures on my phone. And that was the stuff that appealed to me automatically without second thought. That was the stuff, the pictures that just, I strive to acquire these things or strive to accomplish these goals. So that's how it came together.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And you've accomplished the major one, the major in the middle already. You're busy.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes. And, back to give me some sugar. Last year before COVID, right before COVID hit, I had got accepted. I got a call from the Great American Baking Show. And
Ooh.
I had applied for it. And the producers in Los Angeles had called me and, asked me about my interest in the show and did I want to be on the show and everything. So I was getting ready to start the process of being on this show. And the show would have me required to go to London for a month to film the show because it's a British version of that show as well, too. So that was like, okay, perfect. I'm ready for this, right? And then COVID hit and then that was in the way. So it kind of forced me to say, you know what, show or no show, I am my own show.
Right.
And,
right.
so you invest in yourself and know that you are your own brand, no matter what. And so that's what what inspired me to go ahead and give me some sugar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So for people who don't know, that's a big deal. Like the Great American Baking Show, like you just said it, just like, it was a TV thing. Like the Great American Baking Show is like.
Listen, I was excited. I wanted to be on there. I could always see
that's huge.
Competitive and being on time and trying to bake and try to come up with something awesome. And then I'm like, COVID hit, and like that was it. But and you never know what may happen.
Yeah.
They may call me back and say, Steven, you want to be on the show? I'm like, yeah, I want to be on the show.
I mean, even if they don't call you back, you're still like you didn't stop. You know what I mean? Like you're like
right.
Like let's go. Like you said, your own show. I love that.
Your own show. That's it. Trust me.
And now you have your company. I've seen you on a live, and
oh gosh,
I love pretty food. I like beautiful food. I love it to be well organized on my plate, and I love to watch people make food. But I like to watch people make food and have it all neat and organized. And Steven, it was all laid out. I was like, oh my goodness, I wanted to lick the spoon.
That's too funny. No, I mean, listen, presentation is a big thing for me. If the food is not, if it doesn't look presentable or appealing to me, I don't want to eat it. And I think a lot of people feel that way too. So I'm very conscious of what I put out there on social media, how it's presented, how it looks. Now, sometimes, you just don't feel like going through all this, I won't post some things, you know?
Right.
Most of the time I will try to give it my, my best effort to display what I made, you know?
Right.
And I always say, you know, if you go through all that effort to create something, don't use a paper plate, please. Don't show off your hard work on a paper plate. That is so.
That's something really beautiful.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that you play music in the background. So we were like jamming while you were cooking.
Yeah.
I was like, I do not want to miss this.
Now, is that something that you do like on a schedule for people out there that are interested, that who may want to catch you? First of all, give out your social media so people can follow you, and then tell us, do you do that stuff like on a schedule or just pop up or what?
It's kind of like a pop-up random thing. Whenever the spirit moves me to, do something, I might just go ahead and, go online and go live. And, if I'm making something that's good and I want to share with people to see what I'm doing, I definitely will go online, but no, that's something that I just do. I have to feel it, because I'm kind of shy. If you don't understand that,
No.
No, I am reserved, but people think not you, but
everybody says that.
Yeah, everybody. Right.
I'm so shy.
I am shy. I'm not Michael Jackson shy, but I am. I do get shy sometimes. But
So tell us some of the things that you make, or what are one of the main special items that you make that everybody is like after all the time?
Oh my goodness. So I bake pound cakes. I love pound cake. I think I can just live off pound cake alone, which is terrible. I mean, that's not a great diet, but I love pound cake. One of my best sellers is a lemon pound cake. And I think you've probably seen it. I call it the Angel because of a friend. She requested it and I shipped it to her. Her name was Angel. And so she made a video raving and ranting about the cake. And I said, you know what? I had to name that cake after her.
That's nice.
Yeah, and that was very sweet, and so the Angel is like my number one seller. People love lemon, they love pound cake, so those two things together, lemon pound cake, the flavor, and that lemon glaze on top, and it's pretty good. I also make an almond pound cake, which is
ooh, I want that.
Yeah, I call that the Aunt Edie. I named it after a beloved aunt in my family. She was the baker, so I think I was inspired as a child by her. So I named the cake after her, and also it's a pound cake with a glaze, and I finish it off with slithered almonds on top on the cake.
That sounds so good.
Yeah. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. And I also had to come up with a vegan version because people are vegan now. So I want to leave anybody else. So I call that the Miss Avery, which is a vegan confetti birthday cake, pound cake with a vanilla bean vegan buttercream in the middle.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
It's vegan, so if I don't eat dairy, I don't eat eggs, that cake will be for you.
Nice.
So do you ship on it like regularly?
I do ship. It's been pretty challenging lately with shipping to the East Coast sometimes, mainly the Philadelphia area because of, I guess, the Postal Service having delays with COVID and the holidays passing. But I think things are changing now, so hopefully I can get more shipments out. But I have been shipping a lot of my stuff back east to different places.
Now, is there a website that people can go? We'll do this again at the end, but since you're talking about it and making everybody hungry, and I want some.
It sounds like she asked for herself.
Yeah, basically.
No.
Okay, so how do we get a cake? How do we reach out to you to get a cake?
Okay. So usually I'm starting small. So Instagram is my friend. I like Instagram because I can kind of control the volume. On Facebook, sometimes I feel like if I put something out there, I'll be overwhelmed by it all. Right. So Instagram, I can sprinkle the orders in versus promoting it on Facebook. Eventually, I'm going to make the move over to Facebook, but usually just follow Give Me Some Sugar, Phoenix on Instagram. And you'll see the whole page. You'll see everything that I make. You'll see a price list. You'll see pictures of the food and of the cakes. And then you'll see what you like to do. If you want to order something, you hit me. Hey, Steve, you want to order a cake? And then we take all forms of payment now, including American Express.
Ooh.
And Visa and MasterCard.
For the fancy folks.
Yes, I'm business savvy for everybody right now. Yeah.
That is awesome. So we have some comments.
Sure.
You can put those up.
We have Miss Hayward who says hello. Hi.
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 Charles Breckley says, what is your specialty
My specialty
as far as baking? I think we can.
I think for the most part it will be pound cakes. You know, I mean, I bake everything. I can bake cookies and brownies, and I can make yeast rolls, like cinnamon rolls. You know, that's a different ball game when you're dealing with yeast. So, you know, I can make challah bread. You know, but I love challah bread. Anything with bread, I can.
Me too.
Me too. Me too. Charles Brakely says, definitely presentation is everything. And that is so true. And Heather, that is one of my favorite cakes in the world.
Well, you know, I've heard it was pretty good. I was told it was good. But, you know, but my only thing with that cake, you have to eat that, to me, warm. Like, I don't like the next day, I don't like that cake at all. It's not my friend. So I prefer, you know, so it's like one of them cakes you have to have for a crowd when you're having, you know, a party or entertaining people over the house, because you want that cake to go.
Yeah.
I pop that baby in the microwave and warm it up.
I know that's 5 seconds.
I love that.
Right.
Colette, Victor White says, sounds yummy.
Hi, Colette.
Hi, Colette. Monica Showell Thomas says that vegan cake is all of that.
Yes. Hi, Auntie.
Colette says, yes, hungry. I know, Colette. Me too.
I know, right?
Charles Brakely says that's one of my favorites, pineapple upside down cake. Me too. I love pineapple.
Yes. Yes.
T-Ron Short says, being able to draw business from your passion, have family support, and travel while staying healthy, that spells out a blessed life. Yes, it is.
I'm very grateful. I don't take nothing for granted. Nothing.
Yes.
And Colette says hi back.
Hi, Colette.
What is it that makes your pound cake? Speaking of, so Monica says you have to try his Aunt Edie almond pound cake. Yeah, that's what I want to try. And maybe I can get you to do name the pineapple cake like Kendra Pineapple Cake. We'll work on that.
Oh, awesome.
Ankara says, I'm getting some pound cake before my bum comes out. Oh, her bun. I was like, what are we saying here? Congratulations to you, by the way. Colette says hi.
No, thank you.
And then ladies, we have to try this. Absolutely.
Is there like a sampler? Could you get do you have a sampler?
Question.
Well, actually, you know, I do have a sampler. So you can get mini bundt cakes. So you have there's 3 flavors I usually make. So there's the lemon, the almond, and the red velvet, and the birthday cake and the savory. So that's 4 actually. So you can get mini bundt samplers. You can get 2 of each, and then you can mix and match. You know, if you just tell her to what you want. You just let me know what you want.
Nice. I am just they call me the cake girl. My aunties all make good pound cakes, and I don't care about the food. I just want the cake.
You sound like me.
Yes, I love cake, and it has to be from a bakery, or made by someone who has a specialty in it. I don't like box cakes or anything like that. If I come to a function and I see a box cake, I'm really not happy about that.
No, I'm right there with you. But don't you ever try to give me a box cake. And that's funny because growing up, my mother wasn't a baker at all, or my grandmother. So my aunt was the one who baked. So I knew the difference, I can't go back. It's not gonna work.
It's kind of off the subject, but I remember seeing someone post their thing on Facebook. And I was like, wow, they look so great together. And then I looked down at the table and every pastry was in a box. I was like, no.
You gotta present stuff. You gotta lay it out correctly. You gotta, make it appetizing, appealing for people, right?
Yeah, it was in a box. So.
Especially now in this age of social media. I mean, that's what people are expecting, right? It's people, are expecting, I mean, at least I think that no matter what business you're in, when you're trying to promote something, that you bring it in like a nice presentation.
Oh, God. Again, like, listen, people always remember what you did last. Always.
Right.
Like, I'm always like brainstorming on new ideas, new recipes, new things, new creative things, how to present, the cake, or how to strategize the business, because people remember everything you do. And also, if you don't put the customer first, then
right.
So I try to always keep that communication between the customer and I about expectations about delivery. I let them know about the quality of the product, how long it will last due to shipping. So I don't want no one to have unfulfilled expectations when they get,
Right.
We live all the way in Boston, Massachusetts. I'm sending you a cake from Phoenix, Arizona. Do you think it's going to taste just like my oven?
I know, right?
So I have to, like give them a disclaimer, like let them know, like, hey, this is what it is. And most times people are just fine with it. They like, fine with it, just send it, just box it, wrap it up.
Right.
So.
That's how I'm feeling right now. I'm ready to place my order as soon as we get done.
So what do you think it is that makes your pound cakes like really special?
Good question. I think for me, it's about the love. Number one, if you don't bake with love,
I believe that. Yeah.
Then you don't have a good product. Number two, I use quality ingredients. So butter, pure butter, unsalted butter, pure cane sugar, pure cake flour, sifted cake flour, pure extract, vanilla extract, no imitation, anything. Okay?
Right. Yeah.
So this is what basically that takes the price that I'm charging, because I'm putting pure ingredients, into these cakes. And I take my time with it too. It's not like a process of I get 2 orders in and I go in the refrigerator and I pull out this mix and I add water and I put it in the pan and I bake it and then boom.
Right.
It's done. You got the pan, put it in the box. No, that lemon cake takes me a good 3 hours to bake. Like I bake it about an hour and 10, 15 minutes. Okay, it has to cool down.
Yeah.
Then you have to put a simple syrup on the cake, a lemon simple syrup on the cake with a brush, pastry brush. And then you have to put a glaze, the confectionery lemon juice.
Now don't tell all your secrets now.
So basically, it's a process,
Yeah.
Somebody
down there is like writing.
I know, right?
Writing down little notes, right?
Yeah.
But the process. So I think I take everything serious and I put thought in how I want something to taste.
Yeah.
From that first slice, from that first bite, I wanted to taste like my socks were blown off. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's what I love about that is, one, I think people tend to, if you're not in the process or don't understand the process, you take it for granted. You know what I mean? Like there's no way that I would have thought, because I don't bake, that all that was involved. So now that gives me, much greater appreciation for, like you said, the love that goes into it, because you have to have love in order to do all of that stuff. Because it would be easy just to throw some stuff together and put it in the oven and, ship it out. So kudos for you, for really taking your time, the process, the quality, and really almost like going back to the vision board, having a vision for what you want your customers' experience to be, where it's like more than just like eating cake. You know what I mean? That's, the vibe that I get from you is that it's, you want them to have a complete experience with it, not just, oh, let me get some cake. So.
I mean, you can buy cake from anywhere. You can go to the supermarket and buy a cake. You can go to Costco and buy a cake.
Right.
So what makes my cake? It give me some sugar. Worthy. I had to bring it all the time.
Yeah. Good advice for all
entrepreneurs. Do you ever just get up and like, I'm gonna make myself a cake today?
Well, I used to before Give Me Some Sugar started. So now I don't even do that because I'm also doing about business. So. And I don't even eat no more cake seriously because after 2020, I'm sorry, 2020, I'm just gaining weight, so I'm kind of slow up. So the cake is just like business. But every now and then I may take a little slice of, left over, but I don't like. Now I can't even eat it. Like it's funny, I don't have the vision of like I gotta make that cake.
Right.
We have a few more comments, and after the comments, I'm going to come back because I want to show them a picture of you in action.
That'd be awesome.
So we'll take our comments. Let's see who we have. Colette Victor White says, I need that birthday cake. Yes, I'm just with a cup of coffee. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Crystal Showell, hi Auntie, says red velvet. Crystal. I have to try this.
Red velvet.
Like literally, my mouth is watering. Charles Brinkley says, yes, ingredients definitely matter. It does.
It does.
Tayron Stewart says 7-Up pound cake. Yes, remember those. Yes.
So popular.
Jennifer D. Woodhouse says, you can tell this is your passion. I can't wait to order one. Yeah, you can for sure. Just watching him in the video and then seeing like the presentation on his pictures. Charles Brinkley says, it's nothing like a homemade cake. Nothing.
Yep.
Colette Victor White says, I love your passion for cakes.
Thank you, Colette. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
I have to have cake with milk. So your almond pound cake, I would have with a cup of coffee.
That's a good combination.
Your vegan, I would have that with some type of rice milk or almond milk. I got plans.
All right.
Wow. Now I'm not a huge I'm not for me, I'm more of a salty person than sweet in terms of in terms of snacks. So when I have a cake, it is I am babying that thing. I'm putting it in the microwave, I'm warming it up, I'm getting on the couch, and I'm taking little spoonfuls of you know what I mean? Cake is one of those things to me that I truly, truly enjoy because I don't eat it all the time. So when I do eat it, I make it my own experience because I'm this is. So I can't. The almond pound cake is calling my name. That and a glass of something.
Yeah. This is so funny. Cake was so treasured in our family.
Oh God.
We had a specific cake slicer, and it was usually either my auntie now or my auntie Bet, and they made sure that it was sliced perfectly. Everybody got the right size cake slice. That's right. And it was a thing. No one else touched the cake. No one else sliced the cake but them, and it was just perfect.
I miss them ladies.
Yes. It was just those little things. So I'm gonna share my screen again.
Okay.
I want everyone to see. Hang on a second. Hopefully it comes up.
And after this, I really want to ask you how not to burn in the oven because I burn everything that I bake.
We're gonna help you on that.
Please help me because I just call it Asian style.
We're gonna help you. Yeah.
Let me know if you guys can see it.
Yes, there we go.
Look at that. Oh, nice. Look at that.
Thank you.
That is just beautiful. I mean, I'm looking at it and I just want to taste everything.
Oh, thank you.
I want to taste everything and I want to have a party and I want it to be organized just like that. I want and it has to be hand given out by you. I don't want nobody else to touch it.
I know that's right. I'd be honored.
Can you tell us about what pictures? Oh, Izzy, can you put it back real quick just so we can name some of the cakes that we're seeing there?
Let's see. There we go. You got it? There we go.
Okay. So the first cake in the upper left-hand corner is a coconut pineapple cake. I topped it with fresh raspberries on the top. And to the right in the middle is a traditional New York cheesecake, cherry cheesecake. And to the right of that is a lemon pound cake.
Wow.
And below that lemon pound cake is a coconut explosion cake. So basically it's fresh coconut and toasted coconut together.
Oh my goodness.
And I had some fresh coconut on that cake. I love coconut. Anything coconut tropical I love. So that's it. Wow. In the middle, next to it, on the left of that is some madeleines. I love madeleines. If you don't know what they are, they're French tea cakes. And then on the left of that is a vanilla pound cake dusted with a simple sprinkle or dusting of powdered sugar. And below that pound cake is a Dutch apple pie that I just happened to make with some things I had in my refrigerator. Yeah.
Wow.
I like pie, so we'll see, in the future if that's a possibility to expand with pies, okay?
Right.
And then next to that is, of course, Miss Red Velvet layer cake. And then to the right of that is another pound cake. And that's it. So just like some of the things I bake on a usual basis, and people request that.
They are, first of all, they're beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
So I'm so glad that we saw the pictures. Yeah. Izzy, you have the party and I'll show up because you organize and I know it'll be beautiful setting and come in and have some beautiful cake.
I see that, and I want to wear like a special hat, like a church hat, and I just want to have tea, and I want to have all my ladies there, and I want to be served. Yes,
that's right.
Tea party.
Yeah, let me grab my tea right now.
I know, right? I love that.
Is you didn't bring your drink tonight?
Yeah, I did. I had my drink, and unfortunately, I'm very disappointed that I'm going to have a smoothie tonight and not one of those cakes. I don't even think I'm going to be able to stomach my smoothie.
Well, I did make something for y'all tonight. Just
yeah.
And and I'm debuting it here on the show, so I feel very
so we'll have to
Yeah.
bring. Let's see.
Nice.
They debut.
Oh my goodness!
Wow,
Look at that.
man.
These are called.
Ah,
I named these little bunk cakes Miss Eartha after Eartha Kitt. These are mini chocolate pound cakes with a chocolate ganache and some sprinkles on top.
oh
Wow.
my goodness.
They look beautiful.
They look amazing.
If you want to mail those,
I know, right?
if you want to mail them,
I see what I can do.
No, they truly look very, very classy. That's the word that comes to mind.
Thank you.
I love it.
Very, very classy.
Yeah, FedEx will get it here in like 2 days.
Or maybe this too, right?
We can listen. We could do like a special live, Kendra and I, while we testing it out.
Ooh,
That's
yeah.
a good idea. That's a good idea.
I don't think it's the best though, because I already know it tastes fabulous. It's more like watch us eat it. Watch us eat it. That's what it'll be.
And I was, today I was inspired to do something different because I said, you know what, all my cakes have been, basically, non-chocolate. And I said, you know what, let me, except Red Velvet, which has a hint of cocoa powder, it's not really chocolatey. But I wanted to make a pound cake that was, enough for one person, not overwhelming, and that was the mini bunk chocolate pound cake. So I made that
right up my alley.
Yeah.
I like it. It's very classy. It's a little sexy. You know what I mean? Right size. Yes.
Wow.
Little chocolate dribbles coming down.
I know. I think I would pace myself if I was in some like fancy kind of arrangement. But if I was home, I'd eat 3 of them bad boys a night.
Listen, I'm trying to be good. I'm I'm right behind me. So
and now I'm thinking about how it smells. You know what I mean? Like when you're baking and it's just like the room just.
Yeah, it does give your house a nice smell. And people always. Someone had came over the other day and someone doing an appraisal, and they came over and said, "It smells so good in here."
Yeah. That's why they have the realtors put the chocolate chip cookies out.
That's what it is.
Yep.
That's what it is.
So I always have to ask this because as an entrepreneur, I used to do hair, and I've been into so many different things. I just love being an entrepreneur, and so do you always have like family members saying, "Can you make me a cake? Can you make
all
me
the time, all my life, I've always been."
I know.
They're like, "Can you make me a cake for free?"
That one too. Yeah.
Because you already know how family.
Yeah, I already know. We ain't gonna talk about that one. I already know.
Cake for free.
You got it. You got it. Ain't no big thing. You got it, right? Yeah.
We have some comments.
Sure.
That's
Auntie Crystal says, "Izzy, I do the slicing now."
That's so cute.
They are perfect. Miss Hayward says, "Oh yes, I'm getting a pound cake before my album release."
Awesome.
You should get a pound cake for your album release too.
Nice. Yep.
Colette Victor White says, I want to come to the party too. Oh, yeah.
I know that's right. Come
You're
on.
there.
And Charles says, nice. I think he's talking about your chocolate pound cake.
Oh, thank you.
Monica Showell says, do you want me to come by and get one? No, Auntie, because I can't have one.
She's like, I'll take it off your hands.
Listen, if I see her biting into that pound cake today on Facebook, I'm going to throw a fit.
You're going to be done.
Jean Kelly says, do you bake sugar-free cakes?
Not at this moment, but I have considered it because people are diabetic, and that is a market that people definitely need to really tap into. So I'll Jane, I'll let you know when I do.
Nice, very nice. We have Cheryl Robinson says, looks delish. Just getting on. So glad I didn't miss this. Where's is his business?
Okay, well, I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, Cheryl. I don't know where you reside at, but I am online. So follow Give Me Some Sugar Phoenix on Instagram, and you'll see my details on my business and all the items I sell.
Nice.
So what is the key, right? Every time I bake, like it's a joke between me and my son. If I don't burn, like at this point, he's not surprised if I burn something. I know one of my issues is that I don't have patience. The other issue is that I take the opportunity for the thing to be in the oven to multitask, which I think is wrong, because then I get distracted and then I'm like, you don't smell that? It's burning. And then it's too late. so that's how it always goes. So what's the key?
The key for baking, with baking, it differs from cooking. Cooking, you can walk away, you can do something, you can, and it'll still come out great and fabulous, right? Okay.
Right.
Baking is a science. And you really have to measure everything precisely.
Right.
You have to follow a recipe precisely. You can't just wing it. And you have to, stick with that cake or whatever you're baking. You got to stick with it in that kitchen. You got to stay within that, in the same vicinity where ovens at. Because if you walk away and watch TV and then you get caught up in your TV show, whatever you're doing, watching TV, you're going to forget about the cake or whatever you're baking. And then it's going to burn. It's going to fall. It's going to just be a disaster. So you have to be one with your product that you're baking, and that's the thing. Also, another tip I would say is if you're baking from scratch, or even if you're not, another tip is always have your ingredients at room temperature, as far as your dairy, like your butter or your vegan butter or your soy milk, almond milk, or whether it's cow milk, whatever, your eggs. It has to be at room temperature because everything has to come together. You can't put things that are cold. Everything's cold. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's when it comes together and everything is at the same room temperature.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
My biggest thing with baking is, I just turn everything into a cupcake. As long as it can go into that little cupcake holder thing. Because every time I try to make a pound cake, it sticks. And then I get frustrated, and I never know, like I've greased that thing so much that I'm thinking it's going to slide out, and it just doesn't. And I think that I'm rushing the process because I want to get to the end result, and that's to eat it mostly. So I think that's the biggest.
I get it, Izzy. I get it. And you know what? I've been having difficulty. It's funny you said that the past couple of weeks or so with cakes not coming out of the pan. And that's a big thing. Like a lot of bakers will tell you that's like the nightmare, so much work and effort into something. And then you cool it down for 10 minutes and you flip it and then it's stuck or it don't come out beautiful. The mold is, it's just so many things happen. So I've been experiencing that. So my tip is to always use shortening when greasing the pan.
Okay.
That's for shortening and be liberal with it. Use flour, and you want to be really crazy like me. After I do all that, I still spray the pan with Baker's Joy, which is like a spray with flour and oil together.
Oh, wow.
Pam has one too. It's called Pam Bacon, like some sprays.
Wow.
So I just want to ensure that my pan is going to release my cake, because I've had to make a cake over from, scratch again because they didn't come out the pan correctly. It broke apart. So these are things I don't share, you don't see, but I think it would probably make people feel better if they know, like, hey, he's not the only, if he's having the same problem, and we all got the same problem. So So that's it.
I had gone through this phase where every year I had to bake my kids a special cake of some sort. And the first one my parents were clowning me about was I made an 8-layer Oreo cookie cake. Son was turning 8.
Wow.
And it was fine, but then we had to hurry up and sing happy birthday because it was falling to the side slowly. It was like sliding.
That's a shame.
We were cracking up. And then the other cake that I wanted to make, it was so bad because the baker had it in New York, and it was a layer cake, all different colors, but in the middle was candy.
I saw that.
The candy falls out, but I couldn't get it in New York.
That online. Yep.
Yeah. And that wasn't half bad. The texture, everything was good. Everything fell out. It was fine. And I think I took my time, but I tend to let it cool off. It doesn't cool off enough. And then when I put the icing on the layers, that's when it starts to slide.
That's right there. You said it.
Yeah.
You have to let the cake come to a cool completion.
Yeah. It just takes so long.
You just gotta have patience, my dear.
If you put it in the refrigerator, will that cold dry it out? So you need to let it cool at
room temperature. So usually it would take about an hour. I say an hour to cool a cake down. To be safe, I would make it 2.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
It takes time. So when you go to a bakery and you buy a birthday cake or you buy whatever cake, they charging you all this astronomical amount of money to buy a cake.
Right.
There's a reason why. It's so much that goes into it, and now the theme now is, you have these crazy cakes with the, with the themes and the pictures and really, it's a lot.
I always wondered how it tastes. I mean, if it's that fancy, and all that stuff because I just saw a lady, she made a Buzz Lightyear cake, the size of her child. And I was just like, well, I know it's nice, but I wonder how it tastes, how that's going to work.
And I've heard a lot of those cakes don't taste pretty good.
Yeah.
We're buying them just for the novelty of it all.
Right.
There's a lot of artificial coloring, that I have to imagine goes into it and all that, to make different colors. Can we also talk about the icing of cakes? So what makes a really good icing? My pet peeve are icings that are too sweet. But some of you people might like that. But for you, what makes really good icing for a cake?
To me, again, ingredients. I like a buttercream frosting.
Me too.
And there's very a lot of different versions of buttercream. You have American buttercream, you got French buttercream, you got Italian buttercream. Most cakes you eat will have an Americanized version of a buttercream, but I do like the Italian buttercream because you have and the French buttercream because you have a meringue that's actually whipped into the butter and the sugar, which is the meringue, egg whites, of course, and sugar. So it lightens up the texture of the frosting, and it takes some of the sweetness out as well too. So that's a good icing.
Do you make the old fashioned? I remember my aunties, they would make I had an aunt, her name was Matilda, and she would make, I don't even know. It just seems like it was just a sugar and something, but it's really just sugar. It's clear, a clear icing. What is that? Do you know what I'm talking about?
She probably just used confectionery sugar.
Yeah.
And she probably used a tablespoon or 2 or 3 of milk, and she whisked it very well. And then it was clear once you did all
right.
And you just pour it over the cake, and then it will harden.
Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait, I have another question. Sure. I'm now really fascinated for somebody who doesn't eat cakes a lot. Why are wedding cakes so good? What is it psychologically, or is it legit made different than a regular really good cake?
I think it's a combination of all those things. I think the one, you're going to a celebratory event, you're going to a wedding. So that is one of the highlights of the wedding, at the end of the wedding, is the cake. People who didn't want to go to the wedding, they will hang around all night long.
Been there, done that.
I'm ready to go home, but it ain't. People will wait for that cake to be cut. And I think it's psychological. I think it's also the cake they use. They use a lot of layers, so you have a lot of. It's not as compact. It's not as how should I say it? Chunky. The cake.
Okay.
Layered, multi-layered. So when you cut that little slice or whatever, you savor every bite because it's a right proportion, the measurement of everything.
Yeah, right.
The frosting, the cake, the frosting, everything, it's just perfect,
Right. Yeah. I need to get married real soon so I haven't had a wedding.
You go with somebody in your family so we get married next.
I know.
You don't need to get married to have a cake. I used to go to the movie theater and get the movie butter popcorn, and I didn't get the movie. I didn't watch the movie. You said the big.
That's right.
Wow.
I love it.
I think we're gonna go off into commercial break and then see if we have any comments after that.
This is A-Game, an all-natural herbal dietary supplement formulated exclusively for men. Our proprietary blend was designed with one goal in mind: to improve your overall health, rejuvenating your vitality, energy, strength, and libido. Want to be at your peak performance in everything you do? Then bring your A-Game. Fast-acting, long-lasting, with no side effects.
Oh my God.
And that is our famous A-Game.
Right.
I don't have that. I don't offer that, but you can get in touch with Mr. Charles Brakely, and we'll put his information inside our post, or you can reach out to him via Facebook or Instagram if you're interested in trials that he has available.
Okay, sounds great.
Yes.
Awesome.
Charles Brakely says there's no such thing as multitasking.
I know. That's what they say. They do say it's impossible to multitask.
What makes the cake fall? Oh, yeah. I want to hear that from you.
What makes the cake fall?
Or drop?
A lot of things. You don't have enough leavening in the cake. Mm-hmm. So any sudden movement, you may, in the house, how your mom or grandma would tell you, don't cut all that running out. It's going to make my cake fall. Well, that's partially true, but I think most of it comes from not having enough leavening and enough eggs, because eggs work together with baking powder and baking soda. And so that creates, and then also not enough air being beaten into the batter. Right. So the air is going to help activate the baking powder to give the rise and for it to stay.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow. I remember getting in trouble for stuff like that. Charles Brakely said, I've had some nasty wedding cake. Who are you telling? Listen, almost made me wish I didn't go to the wedding.
Wow.
Cheryl Robinson says it is the best to use Swan's Down for pound cakes or all-purpose flour. It is better to use baking soda or baking powder. This is good.
She's saying, is it? Like, she's asking, is it better to use Swan's Down or all-purpose flour? Is it better to use baking soda or baking powder?
Okay, I see.
Okay, so my answer to Cheryl is it is best to use Swan's Down all the time when baking cakes. I do not use all-purpose flour at all. To me, it has a higher gluten protein, which makes cakes tougher and heavier and denser. So cake flour is from a soft wheat. All-purpose flour is from a hard wheat. So when you have cake flour from a soft wheat, you have a fine crumb, soft cake, tender. All-purpose, you have that real cake like cornbread texture, like I don't want that kind.
Yeah.
Don't want that. No. Baking powder is best in cakes. Baking soda is more relegated to cookies, more so. Baking powder is more for cakes. So cake flour for cakes all day, period. Now, if you're making like cookies and brownies, all-purpose flour is the way to go. But for cake,
so what's funny? My son this week, I was telling Izzy earlier, is in workshop week for school. Mm-hmm. So one of his classes is baking this week. Mm-hmm. So we're at Walmart and we're getting like ingredients. And it was like late, last minute, of course. And then he was like, Mom, we need some cake flour. And I was like, boy, if you don't grab that all-purpose flour, so we can I did not find any cake flour. Of course, now I'm in Walmart. Okay, so I'm not, but I legit didn't know there was such a thing. I was like, oh, just grab this. He was like, no, it's like cake flour. And I'm like, just grab the all-purpose flour. Let's go.
Yeah.
I had no idea until tonight.
Yeah, cake flour is from soft wheat. All-purpose is from hard wheat. And That's that. And so you have two brands, either Swan's Down or Softest Silk. You'll see those.
Yeah.
Softest Silk, you'll see that in Walmart. So look, next time you're in Walmart, look for Softest Silk.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, after the way my kitchen looks, I don't know there's going to be a next time for cake. Jamila J.
I've been sticking with the same recipe for years. And I don't know. I just throw a box cake in there, and then I add some extra, like, this is really, they say put the egg in, sugar, and a little bit of vanilla, and mix it really quick, and then put the boxed cake in, and it makes it more moist. Okay. And I've been sticking with that forever because I don't know any other way.
It's okay. Do what works for you. You know, I
want my cake to taste like yours.
No judgment zone. I'm not critical of no one's cake. They can be critical of my cakes. You know, like you talk all that stuff. No, this cake ain't all that. No, but
I'm too impatient. I can't bake cakes. Like cookies are fast. Cakes, like I'm like I'll go buy a cake before I ever attempt to bake one, just because when I'm ready for it, I'm like, ooh, I'm ready for some. The whole process to get there is like.
This is
what we're gonna do. Whenever COVID is done and we decide to start our traveling podcast, we are gonna either come visit you or you can come visit us, and we are gonna have a cake off. We're gonna let you make your cake. I'll make mine, and we're gonna have a girl over here make hers.
I need to be okay.
You get to choose whatever cake you want to make, and then we'll have the audience test it. Now, if we're in Arizona and my aunties are there, we'll have them all test it in the family and so forth. And then if we're up this way, we'll have Chuck and everybody else taste test it. We don't
blind taste test. They can't know what.
That would be so much fun. Jamila J. Choi says, hello. Hi, Jamila. How are you? Hello. Charles Breckley says, so is that why some pound cakes are so hard? Yeah.
There you go.
You
then you overbeat the batter. So you're using all-purpose flour, and then you are overbeating it to death.
Yeah.
When you're overbeating the batter, you're activating the gluten in the flour, which is making the cake tough.
Oh. Yeah, I can't do it when it's like that. It's got to be like perfect. It's got to be like melting in your mouth, that kind of thing. I'm that bad. Monica Showell Thomas says, I used to bake all the time until give me some sugar. I'm so jealous right now.
I know that's right. Monica.
Cheryl Robinson says, and I'll be the taste tester. Yes.
Oh, sure.
You
can do that. There she goes.
Yeah. Sorry, my computer just totally shut down. So I'm on my cell phone.
Okay. That's okay.
Since we're in the end.
Steven, we have one more comment. Let me see. Jean Kelly says, so will I. Everybody's so close to you, and I'm so far. That's okay. I got FedEx. You watch.
I know that's right. We're going to make it happen. We're going to make it happen, Izzy.
Yes, I will place an order and have it. I FedEx my parents food all the time.
So before we go, tell us, is there anything that you want to share with us? Doesn't have to be about baking, but it can be, about your business or whatever that we did not ask about, or you just want to, tell the people.
Well, my plan, hopefully, if all goes according to plan, hopefully in about a year, I want to have my items available through Goldbelly. So
nice.
We'll see how that works out.
Yeah.
And I also want to have a store, basically a brick and mortar to actually have a shop, So that's where I want to. That's my goal.
Yep. Well, there it is. You already spoke it into existence. So.
Yep. That's what I was going to say. Everybody put their prayers and positive vibes and send them his way.
Yeah. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
It was so nice having you on tonight. I'm so excited. I will definitely place an order. Awesome. I hope Ralph is not on here because we're supposed to be trying to keep in shape, and I want to taste this cake. So
that's right. I know that's right. Oh, thank you, ladies. I appreciate y'all both. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here with you both this evening.
Yes.
Thank you.
If you ever want to come back on, just let us know. I always tell people, once you're a part of the Feel Good Talk family, you're always a part of Feel Good Talk family.
Thank you.
And again, do you want to give us Instagram,
yes.
email?
All the socials.
Look for Instagram. Give me some sugar. _ PHX Phoenix. So gimme. So GIMME some SOME sugar SUGA _ PHX.
Nice.
You'll see my logo right when you do the first few letters of the right now. You'll pop up. You'll see it.
Awesome. And I'll be sure to put that in the post as well once we finish up with everything. But we are excited to have you. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was so much fun.
Thank you, ladies. I appreciate y'all.
Be sure to tune in every Thursday to Let's Talk About It at 7 p.m. Be sure to check out our page on Feel Good Talk. We're at LinkedIn at Feel Good Talk. We're at Facebook at Feel Good Talk. We're on YouTube at Feel Good Talk, Mind, Body, and Soul. And Instagram is feel.goodtalk. And you can also find us at www.feelgoodtalk.net. Like, we are all over the place. So
yeah.
Like and share this video. Be sure to share it with everyone. Our talks are just so awesome. I look forward to my Thursday nights because it's like getting together and just, having that chat about like so many positive things. And I'm hungry right now. We have one more comment from Lachey Afarco. She says, came in on the end here, but it sounds like this was a yummy show.
It was.
Lachey, these videos are always on replay. And so if you go to our page, even if it's so far down on the timeline, just go to the search. And if you put in the name of the individual that you want to see, it will bring it back up. So you can find all that information, and also on YouTube. So thank you, Steven. We love you.
Love you.
And we always do our hearts. I'm still learning. There we go.
I know, and now I can't do it because I gotta hold my cell phone.
Oh, you gotta hold your cell phone.
I'm like half heart.
I think I'm doing it correct, right?
Yep, you got it.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. You and me have to go to the same training show. Same heart training.